What's up, guys? What's up? We're doing something new. No more regular Q&As looking at my face. We're gonna do a live lab in game, so I can show you guys how to stop things or how to do certain things. Don't y'all think this is better? I think this is better. Let me know though. I could be wrong. Is this better? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Cause I'm new to the whole streaming thing, so I don't know. Just making sure I got everything set up right. Can y'all hear me? I'm not echoing or anything crazy? Let me know in the chat. Just trying to make sure I got everything good before we start. Am I too loud or anything like that? Just any concerns, voice them now or forever hold your peace. I think this is better, right? Like doing a live lab in game instead of just answering questions, talking to you guys. This is definitely better, right? I think this could be the new wave right here. I don't see anybody else really doing this on YouTube. I think this could be the new wave right here. Am I right? If I'm wrong, you could tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all the best though, for real. So anyway, I guess we got about 150 people in here. I'm sure we'll get a few more. We're gonna start. So how this is gonna work is it's gonna be a live lab. Y'all can ask questions, and then I'm gonna show you in real time. If it's how to stop a certain route, a certain play, if it's how to do this, how to do that. I'm going to show you in real time. And I mean, I'm not gonna be able to get to every question. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot of questions. I'm not gonna be able to get to them all. But of course, the stream will be uploaded to the channel afterwards, so you can ask questions in the comments there, and I can come answer them. But I'm gonna try to answer as many as I can. The stream probably won't go too long tonight. It took me a while to kind of set this up and figure it out, so it might only be like 30 minutes tonight. But going forward, I'm gonna try to do this a lot. This is gonna be like a new thing that I want to do, and when I do it from now on, I'm gonna try to do like an hour at a time. I think that'd be a good time to aim for. But tonight's gonna be a little bit shorter because I'm a little pressed for time. So if I don't get to your questions now, like I said, you can leave a comment in the video afterwards, and I do reply to my comments and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna try to get to as many as I want. Obviously, if people are generous enough to donate in the super chat, their questions will get priority, rightfully so. But otherwise, I'm just gonna pick random ones from the comments section. If I see the same question asked a few times, I'm not gonna answer the same thing over and over. I'll just tell you to rewatch the video. So we're gonna get started. Just ask questions, and I'm gonna try my best to answer them for you guys. And just let me know in the chat, if the stream starts messing up or something crazy, just let me know. How to stop C routes? Alright, so let me find a play with a C route in it real quick, and we'll get on that for you guys. So let's see, I should have a C route here in bunch. We'll use the where's corner strike? There we go. So C routes are typically pretty easy to stop. I know I've answered this question a good bit, but it's still something that a lot of people haven't gotten the answer to. If someone's running a lot of C routes on you, like if you just know like that's their go-to, when you're playing, you're gonna realize a lot of people have go-to routes. A lot of like C routes and like smart routed out routes. Those are two routes a lot of people go to if it's like, say, okay, it's third down, I need that first down. That's like their bailout. They think it's just gonna work no matter what. So you can kind of sense when someone's gonna do it. A lot of times, when they go to it. You have to pick up on their tendencies. Okay, every third down, this guy tries to hit me with a C route. So what you want to do in those cases is you want to run a Tampa 2, because cloud flats are going to do the best at stopping C routes. Will they stop it every single time? No. Because the game's weird like that. Animations happen, and it's not always going to work. But more times than not, especially if you have a 91 zone guy, you try to throw this C route. You see how the cornerback picked it off because he was in a cloud flat. I mean, that's what is going to work the majority of the time. Now, something to keep in mind is the little quote-unquote cloud flat glitch where, like, let's say in bunch, you motion over your running back, you have the 4 wide receivers to one, or the 4 receiving options to one side of the quarterback. That cloud flat's going to turn into a man defender, in which case he's going to be able to easily be beat because he's going to be turned into man. So in order to stop this, if you see someone motioning over the guy, if you see that they have 4 guys to one side of the receiver and you think they're going to try to hit you with that kind of cloud flat glitch to turn them into man, what you want to do, you want to baseline first, which is wire triangle right on the left stick, and then you want to shade up, which is wire triangle up on the right stick. By shading up, it's going to ensure that he plays his cloud flat and doesn't turn into a man defender. You see how this time he didn't turn into a man defender, he played his cloud flat and he stayed in front every single time. That's what you're going to want to do. So C routes, cloud flats are my recommendation to stop that every time, or the majority of the time. You don't have to move the cornerback back. I would just run a Tampa 2, just base align the defense, wire triangle right on the left stick. That's really all you have to do. Having trouble with cover 3? Alright, so let's talk about some cover 3 stuff. Alright, so one thing you can do against people to spam cover 3, first and foremost, you can easily one-play touchdown a cover 3. So if someone's running a lot of cover 3, for example, one really good way to one-play touchdown this is out of gun bunch using, you can use corner strike or you can really use any play, but I'll show you 2 ways to bomb it. So what I would do if I know someone was running a lot of cover 3 and I'm trying to catch them slipping, I would come out in corner strike and gun bunch. You have to have the bunch, the 3 receivers, you have to have them on the wide side of the field. That's the only way this is going to work. So what I would do is max protect, which is LB or L1, up on the right stick. That's going to block the running back and the tight end. You're going to want to fade the slot guy. Now, Amendola is kind of slow. I might need to sub a faster guy in here because he might be too slow, but we'll try it. Put him on a fade. I put the X guy over here on a drag just to have kind of like a check down just in case I need it. And then I motion snap this corner out a couple steps. And then what happens is this is going to get open deep. And Amendola is slow, and he's still got the one-play touchdown. Keep in mind, he's like 85 speed. Typically, you put like a 92-plus speed guy there, and it burns it every time because that corner route's going to hold that deep blue zone down a little bit. Now, if maybe you don't have corner strike in your gun bunch, there's another way you can do this. You can put him on a fade and then put that B receiver on an out route. And you can motion snap the out route, and it's going to give you the same effect. And again, Amendola is wide open. And like I said, this guy is slow. Normally, you put a 92-plus speed here. That's a touchdown every single time. I get most people at least once, maybe twice a game with that. It's like a free touchdown. When you know they're just spamming cover 3, you hit them with that one time, and a lot of times you'll get them out of that cover 3. Now, other ways to beat cover 3 is you want to have high lows on both outsides of the field. So corner strike is another good example. We have a C route and a table route from the halfback on the left. On the right, we have the corner route and the flat route from Gronkowski. So if they're in a cover 3, they're going to do one of 2 things. They're either going to shade down or shade up. So if they were to shade down, for example, they have hard flats on the field, that's going to open up your corner routes and your C routes. Your outside routes are going to be open on either side. You just have to time the throw, possession, catch it. Now, if they shade up and play cloud flat coverage, well, what's going to happen now is your underneath stuff's going to get open. You see, Gronkowski was open, easy 5 to 6 yards. That's the best way to attack that. You either one-play touchdown or cover 3, or you run high lows on the outside of the field and you make them pick their poison. If they play back, you go underneath, pick up your easy 5, and go on to the next down. If they play underneath, you take the corner routes and you get your 10-plus yard gains. Very easy to beat cover 3. You just have to be patient with it. You don't want to just force throws, but yeah, that's 2 easy ways to beat cover 3. How to stop the stretch run in the 3-4 defense? Stretch can be tricky at times, but what you really are going to want to do is, let's see. I don't know if I have a good stretch in this playbook. Let me see if I have one. All right, we'll just use single back 8. It's not the best stretch in the world, but it'll be good. So 3-4, you could use 3-4 odd and do a you want to do like a Tampa 2. Those are the best at stopping stretches. Because what happens is, let's say you're in a cover 2, you base a line, you press. What happens is these cloud flats typically are going to shoot into the backfield untouched. But to make it even better, like if you know they're running stretches, what you want to do is, it's really glitchy. I don't know why it works this way. And I see somebody saying cover four. Cover four is a good run defense, but the stretch is kind of tricky against cover four. The stretch kind of at times really can pop cover four. It's weird. It's a little hit or miss. But with cover two, if you run a Tampa 2, you know they're running a stretch. You take your outside cornerbacks and you man them up on the wide receivers. This is really weird. Don't ask me why this works. But boom, he shoots in. They will shoot in every time. Most of the times the flat zone will shoot in. You don't have to man it up, but when you man them up, you guarantee that they shoot in every time. So watch the cornerback over here. Like, as soon as the running back gets the ball, look at where Casey Hayward is. He's literally like a couple yards in front of Deion Lewis. There's no way he can go. He can't retreat. It's going to be like that every time. If you know someone is spamming stretch, that is what you do. Come out in the cover two, base a line, press, man up the cornerbacks on the outside wide receivers. Now, this is if it's like in a formation like this. Like, if it's in a formation that has wide receivers out wide. Now, I broke the tackle there, but he shot in again. If they're in like deuce close or something like that, a compressed formation, then you don't man them up. You just baseline and press a cover two. They'll shoot in every time because there's no one out there to block them. You only man them up if there's wide receivers over them. So like in this instance, we have wide receivers over the cornerbacks. You man them up. If they were in like a tight formation, like something like this, for example, I don't have a stretch in here, but if they were in something like this, then you would just base a line and press them. You don't need to man them up on anybody, and they're going to shoot in because there's no one out there to block them. So that's a simple way to lock up the stretch. If someone's spamming stretch, just do that, and you really will never have to worry about it. Can everybody still hear me okay? I see somebody saying there's no sound. Can everybody still hear me? Thanks for the super chat, way too saucy. Really appreciate that, man. Somebody's asking what schemes are in the offensive ebooks. I'll answer that real quick. The Atlanta ebook, which the Atlanta ebook's a little outdated because I dropped that earlier in the year, and that ebook really focused a lot on beating cover four because that's what everybody was running at that time. So that ebook is a little outdated, but it focuses heavily on the gun Y off trio formation. It has some gun split close stuff in it. It has some I-form stuff in it. The Gun Bunch ebook is definitely the one I would recommend more. It covers like 17 different setups in Gun Bunch. It covers probably about 10 to 11 plays, but some of the plays have like 2 or 3 setups each, a couple of them. So it's like 17 total like plays in total because I count a different setup as a different play because I set it up completely differently. So that's the ebook I would recommend just because the Bunch offense is by far the best. It's very easy to run even if you're not like very good at the game. I feel anybody can run Gun Bunch if they understand the setups and what to do. 4-6 normal blitz. Honestly, I'm not. 4-6 normal for me is more of a coverage defense. It's really not a good blitzing defense. In years past it had some good blitzes, but not anymore. I wouldn't recommend using 4-6 if you're trying to blitz. I saw somebody in here ask how to stop Gun Bunch. I'll show some brief little things you can do. You can't really lock up Gun Bunch. It's a hard formation to lock up, especially if someone really knows what they're doing with it. I mean, Madden is always more of an offensive game, so like if you're playing someone that like really knows what they're doing on offense, they're probably going to win out versus a good defensive player. Whereas in real life, a better defense typically comes out on top. But a couple of things you can do to attack, to attack Gun Bunch in a way that the average Joe online, things they won't be ready for. So one thing that it's a little bit unconventional that a lot of normal players don't use is using cover 3 cloud, and you can find this in pretty much any formation, nickel, 3-4, 4-3, doesn't matter, dollar. Cover 3 cloud's actually really good against this formation, and you want to make sure that you have your hard flat on the bunch side. So if I was running a cover 3 cloud, this is just one style of look that I would throw at Gun Bunch. So I would base a line, then I shade underneath and then shade over top because I want to get 2 cloud flats on each side of the field. You're obviously going to user one of the linebackers, but what you can do is you can hard flat the bunch side, or you can double flat the bunch side of the field. So we have a cloud flat over there. So here I would take like this outside guy, the most outside guy, and I drop him into a hard flat. So now we have what's called a double flat over here. So any type of high-low read, that's taken away. And then you want to take this safety, this deep safety, walk him down, because now what he's going to do is eliminate most post routes, especially if you have a 91 zone guy here. He's going to take away post routes. So what you're doing, most people that use Gun Bunch online, they're mainly doing one of two. There's 2 things they're really trying to do. They're trying to hit you with one-play touchdowns on the bunch side, or they're trying to hit you with a high-low on the outsides of the field. And with this defense, you can pretty much render that useless because you can't really typically one-play touchdown a cover 3 cloud because it's a different setup. Instead of having a cornerback deep, you have this safety here deep, so it's harder to one-play touchdown this. So you take that away. This safety here is going to take away any deep post. So sometimes Cooks will be on a deep post, or sometimes Amendola, depending on the play. This guy here takes away that deep post. And then by having the double flats over here, you're taking away any high-low read. So now all you have to really do is just cover over the middle. Like, that's really it. You just have to be a good user over the middle. So, like, let's say I try to throw this high-low read over here. I have the corner and the flat. Both of these are covered. Like, I can't throw either of them because I'm going to go to the replay and show you. Because I double flatted, usually you would only have one flat out there, and he would have to choose either high or low. But because we double flatted the bunch side of the field, this hard flat's right down here on Gronkowski, can't throw that. But then this cloud flat's up here on Amendola, can't throw that. And say there was a deep post on this play, this guy right here, number 33, he's going to jump that more times than not. And then we're covering the middle. Anything that's coming over the middle, we're covering. So that's a decent way. If you run that type of a setup, and you can do that with cover 6 as well. Cover 6 is very similar to cover 3 cloud. You can run the same setup out of a cover 6, and most people are going to have trouble going up against your average Joes online that you play. Like, yeah, Skimbo can find a way to beat that. Young Kiv can find a way to beat that, but your average Joe online isn't going to shred that defense to death because they're not used to seeing a cover 3 cloud. They're used to seeing standard cover 2 with the middle linebacker in the deep blue, or standard cover 3, either shaded down or shaded up. Most people aren't running cover 3 cloud and cover 6. So when you throw that at them, you will slow it down. And that's all you can hope to do is slow it down, make them make a bad read, get a pick. Because it's a very hard formation to just stop outright. How to beat cover 2 with the deep blue. Alright, we'll get into that. So, let's see. It's a lot easier than you would think at this point of the year. Man, cover 2, I think I'm going to post the video tomorrow on... the video I'm going to post tomorrow is going to pretty much show you how cover 2 has been... among top players. The average player doesn't really know this, but among like top players, cover 2 is kind of rendered useless now. Now, I'm probably going to post that video tomorrow. I probably should since I'm talking about it. So I'm not going to show that here, but I'll post that tomorrow because it's really like a game-changing tactic. It's probably the best tactic to come out this year. But if we're just I can just show just a typical regular way to beat this. It's very easy to beat this. The thing is, you can't look for big plays. And that's a thing I think people struggle with this year, especially with 91 zone. People are used to just, being able to throw 10-yard passes every play and just shred defenses, because defenses have historically been pretty bad in Madden. But this year you really have to take what the defense gives you. So you can use, let's see, like PA post is a good example. This was a setup people were running heavily at the beginning of the year. They drag the... And, I mean, you don't have to use PA post. You can use this out of a lot of plays, but let's just use PA post. It's one of the best examples. You drag the tight end, you drag the B guy, you motion the B guy over. If they're in a cover 2, almost no one's going to play hard flats in a cover 2. They're always going to play cloud flats. So you just need to have mesh concepts, because once those drags cross to the side of the field, look how much that drag got me. That drag before contact got me about 8 to 9 yards, and I trucked forward for some extra yards. But, I mean, it's simple, because you have to wait for those cloud flats to drop back. So you see over here, once Amendola passed that linebacker, or whoever this was, Chris Hogan, he was open. And then, boom, Casey Hayward's a 91 zone guy. He met me at about 7.5 yards. So even if I got tackled right there, I got 7.5 yards. That means every 2 plays I'm picking up a first down. Over here to the right, Same thing. Once Gronkowski passed the linebacker, he's wide open. So I'll run it one more time. They're gonna be wide open every time. You just have to take what they give you. You have to take the underneath stuff because when you're going up against a cover two, pretty much no one's gonna run. They're not gonna run hard flats. And if they do run hard flats, you have the post and the corner route that you can, or really more so the corner route in this instance. But look, see here, we hit Gronkowski again, got 7 yards against a cover two, very easy. And in the unlikely event that they were to shade underneath, so I'm gonna do that here. We're gonna have hard flats on the field. I'm not gonna do the whole motion this time. I'm just gonna show you. So, in the event that they were to shade underneath, well, now you got Brandon Cooks wide open because now that hard flat's coming down to watch the drag. Very simple. And another thing that you can do to take the deep blue out of the play. So, what you need to do to take the deep blue out of the play, the deep blue is supposed to stop post routes. But what's going to happen is, if you put a streak down the field, that deep blue is going to follow the streak every time. The deep blue is going to always follow the streak, and then underneath you hit the post. Now, I don't really recommend using that post because a safety could pick that off potentially if he has 91 zone, but if you're using like mesh posts out of gun bunch, you put a streak on the same side of the field as the post, and now watch, this is the deep blue middle linebacker. You see how he's way back here with Gronkowski? He's turning and running with Gronkowski. He's completely left the post wide open. So that's how you eliminate him. You can literally run him off the field and throw under and force the user to have to go guard the post. But the user isn't going to be thinking about the post because he thinks the middle linebacker is going to take care of it. But you can literally run him out of the play. Go to on the goal line. I don't know if I have it in either of these playbooks. I actually posted it on my Patreon. Oh, actually, I think I might. Let me flip sides. I think I might have it. Hold on. Let me see. I might have it on the other side of the field. Hold on real quickly. Let's see. I got to just run this play and then flip sides. Let me see if I have it. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, I form wing. I think it's in this playbook. I hope. Yeah, power G. Boom. The power G. And I like running to the left more than to the right. That's just me. So, I don't have this in my current playbook because I'm currently using the Packers, and I think about changing every day just because of this play. The power G is probably the best, like inside the 5-yard line, it's the best chance for success at getting in the end zone. So like me, you know, I struggle just like everybody else. When I get inside that like 5-yard line, there's so many times I settle for field goals unless I have this play. Like if I get down to the 5 or inside the 5, I'm literally gonna run this play 3 times in a row. Because if I run it 3 times in a row, I like my chances to score a touchdown about 90% of the time. Some of the times I still might just get stuffed and have to kick the field goal, and it's whatever. But the power G is really good. You really just need to follow the fullback on it, and I feel like it's the best short yardage run in the game. Like if I need a couple yards, I'm just following that fullback on the power G. You don't want to hold turbo. You don't want to like try to outrun the fullback. Just literally hug his butt. Like just follow him, and he will lead you to the end zone. And you're not going to score every time. I mean, it is Madden. It's hard to score at this part of the field. But I find that this is what I by far... See, I just follow the fullback, and I'm getting to the goal line. It's what I have found to be the most successful. I mean, like, passing it at this part of the field is really hard. And running's hard, too, because, you know, people are going to stack the box against you. But I just find that this is the best run for me to score. If I'm inside the 5 and I run this 3 times, I'm usually scoring a touchdown. And that's... I literally think about changing my playbook every day just because I want this play back in my playbook, because it's when I get inside the 5 in like the Green Bay playbook. See, last couple times I didn't get in, and that's gonna happen sometimes, but I'm just talking about what gives you you know, the best chance to succeed. I feel like it's the power G out of I-form wing, and I think most of the playbooks that have it in I-form wing also have it in goal line. It might even be a little bit better out of goal line, but I think with goal line you kind of just give up more. Like it's obvious what you're gonna do, whereas with I-form wing you could pass, but that to me is the best run inside the 5. I wish I had other like options to go to, but that's really the only one that I feel like I can put my stamp on and say like this is an easy way to score in that tough area of the field. Gonna go for a few more minutes, guys. Like I said, tonight was gonna be a little short because I'm kind of pressed for time and I started a little bit later. But going forward, this is definitely gonna be like a very regular thing that I'm gonna do now. Uh, and I'm gonna when I do it going forward, I'm gonna try to do it for at least an hour at a time. Definitely, this is definitely gonna be something you guys can expect on the regular. But I'm gonna try to get maybe a couple more in really quickly before I dip. How do you beat cover 3 match? Cover 3 match typically they usually cover 3 match is almost like man defense. I'm pretty sure I don't really mess with cover 3 match, but they usually just play man defense. So if someone's running a lot of cover 3 match, you want to run man beating routes. Like come out in a symmetrical, well, not a symmetrical formation, but like if someone's running a lot of cover 3 match, you want to come out in a spread set, like with 2 wide receivers on each side, or come out in like shotgun tight with like the same amount of wide receivers on each side of the field, and that's gonna make that they're gonna in that situation cover 3 match is always gonna play man. And then from that you just need good crossing routes, motion slants, stuff like that, corner routes that just absolutely roast man coverage, because man coverage isn't that good. Man coverage is only good if you mix it in like with your zone coverages and your zone blitzes. When you randomly mix man in, it's good, but cover 3 match will just play a straight up man if you're in a balanced set, and you can just run crossing routes, corner routes, motion slants, and just kill it all day long. A way to stop the C route and drag combo that beats Cloud Flats in Tampa 2, which is what I was kind of just showing. Yeah, there's definitely ways to stop that. Actually, I think I made a video on it, but I'll definitely show it again really quickly. So let's see. We'll use 335 odd. We'll use Tampa 2. So I showed you how to beat cover 2 with this, but I'll show you also how to use cover 2 to stop this now. So PA post. So what he's talking about is what we just showed, using this little combo. This beats cover 2. This because the drag routes are going to get underneath the cloud flats every time. Boom, easy. How do you stop this? If someone's killing you with this, very easy. All you want to do is you want to double flat both sides of the field. So you come out in a Tampa 2. What you're going to do is you have your 2 cloud flats by your outside cornerbacks. What you want to do now is take those 2 outside yellow zones, so the vert hooks on each side, and you want to put them into hard flats. So we put this guy into a hard flat. We come over here, get this vert hook, put him into a hard flat. Let me see, right here. So we got them both in hard flats. So both outsides of the field are now double flatted. Now it's your job to cover the middle. You have a lot more ground in the middle to cover now because it's only you. Now, if you want a little bit more help, you can drop one of these guys back in a spy or something like that. Put one of these guys back into a hook curl if you need a little bit more help over the middle. But what you're doing now is you have double flats on both sides outside of the field. So the corner routes and C routes and stuff of that nature will be covered, but now also the drag routes too. So you see, I try to throw this drag route down here. Boom, that's no good. That should have been a pick 6. He's all over it because we're double flatted. Like, that's literally all you have to do. Come out in a Tampa 2, put your hard flats, and you're good. So watch. Boom, he's all over this. Like, even if I threw this a little bit earlier, like I could have threw this like right here, I'm still only going to get maybe 2 yards at best. And it's still a situation where the cornerback's going to hit him immediately. He might drop the ball. And then up here where the C route is, Keenan Allen, Gilmore's all over that. Now he's breaking now because I threw it, but he's got that covered. He's got the drag covered. Just double flat both sides of the field, and that tactic is pretty much useless. You'll force them to have to, do something else. What's better, cover 3 or cover 4? I mean, at this point of the year, maybe I would probably say cover 3. If you set it up correctly. But cover 4 is still good. Like cover 4 drop show 2 is still good. If you're playing someone that's playing more balanced, like mixing in a lot of run and pass, cover 4 is better for that. If they're more just pass heavy, cover 3 is fine. But when you run a cover 3, you definitely let me show you if I can get to a cover 3 here. Like especially if you're going up against bunch, you want to take this guy over here. And you want to put him into a deep half, because what that's going to do is just keep you from getting bombed for a one-play touchdown. and then you can shade down or shade up, depending on what you want. Don't ever leave the purple zones. You either want hard flats or cloud flats, and then you use your area of the field. But yeah, always make sure you put that outside guy in a deep half so you don't get bombed, because giving up a one-play touchdown is just, you never want to do that. That's just, you're giving free points up, and you don't get many possessions in Madden, so you don't want to ever just give up an easy one. But that's going to be it for tonight, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming through and rocking with me again. Like I said, going forward, we're going to do this for like hour, at least an hour at a time going forward. And probably, hopefully more than once a week I would like to do this. I want to start incorporating more streaming and just streaming in general, like actually streaming gameplay when I have time. I don't always have time every day to do stuff like that, but my schedule's opening up a little bit more now, so I'm definitely gonna start doing more streaming for you guys, because I know you guys want to watch that. But as always, check back tomorrow. Tomorrow's tip's gonna be pretty game breaking. A lot, the top people know it, but a lot of the casual people don't know it yet. So tomorrow's tip's gonna be really good. Definitely don't miss that one. Especially if you're having trouble with like cover 2 and cloud flats, you're definitely gonna want to see tomorrow's video. So that's going to be it for today. I appreciate everybody that came through. I know I only can answer, such a small handful of questions. So bear with me. Like I said, you can comment in the video after, and I will definitely get to your questions. When I have time, I will answer everybody's questions. Don't leave anybody left behind. That's kind of my motto over here. I want to help everybody. So appreciate you guys for coming through. Check out the video tomorrow, and, just be prepared for more live streams, because they're coming heavy. Later.